around that long. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the book club. I'm super excited. We're starting on chapter 5 today, Increasing Life. And I'll talk a little bit about it. And then I've got a couple of questions myself, and I would love to get everybody's opinion on this as well. So first of all, we must get rid of the assumption or the thought that we need to remain in poverty in order to please our creator. People think this old thing is, if you sacrifice, you're going to be in God's favor and this and that. And that is not true according to this book. So when we started this book, I had mentioned that everybody should keep an open mind going into this. There are going to be some things that you don't see eye to eye, and nobody is telling you what you believe is right or wrong. The thing is God wants whoever your creator is. What does Robert say? I don't mean to be sacrilegious. I don't. And it doesn't matter what religion you are. All they are asking is you keep an open mind, hold your faith, because faith is something that you cannot see. So you know how people say, well, I have to see it to believe it. I need the proof. That is not what this is about. This is holding your faith. Whatever it is that you want to believe, hold that true to your heart and don't let anybody waver you. Debbie can't find the link. Could you help me out, Katie or Nicholas, whichever one? Maybe, thank you. Whoever wants to do it. So anyway, so if we stay in lack of material things, that does not increase our chances with our creator to get things to move our way. It doesn't work like that. Whoever your creator is, I am certain that was not his intention for anyone to remain poor. It's like he wants everybody to be in abundance, and he is saying that there is enough abundance for the entire universe. We are in lack of nothing. The only thing we are lacking is the knowledge base, or the knowledge of finding the resources that we need, because it's all out there. It is all out there. It's just a matter of digging deep enough in what you want to believe. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Does anybody have anything to add to that so far? Hey, Deb, glad you found it. Okay. So I apologize, Deb, but we're just going to keep going. Okay. So what this chapter basically talks about is life in the mere act. So when you're actually living life, it automatically increases. Don't we always consistently get better at something that we haven't done before? If we start a new project or a new task, you know what? This is perfect. The project that I finished yesterday, if you guys, anybody caught my short video, do you know how much that empowered me? I set my mind to it. I want this done and out of my hair before the weekend. And I did it. I got it done. That was a huge area. And I'm just tickled with myself. And I thought, you know what? You put your mind to anything, you absolutely can do it if you think that you can. Honestly, I didn't think that I could at first, but the more I get into it during the week, the more I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to get this baby done. And I did. So that right there is empowering, sets off a whole domino effect of other things. One thought makes it necessary to create another thought. Okay. And that is how the process begins. It's got to start with the thought, as we learned in the first principle, which was chapter 4. So everything starts with a thought. And it doesn't sound to be right if God is going to bless one person with all the riches and purposely keep this person from obtaining riches. We all have the access to this. It's just that we are not acknowledging it. We put up our own obstacles, we put up our own walls, and we think that we cannot do something because that is where our mindset is at. But what if you absolutely could? And let's just say that you got through the project. It wasn't perfect, but you did it, right? You completed it. Maybe you need to improve on it. So then you don't go like a madman that evening trying to get it all done because you messed something up. Go back to it the next day. That means just don't rush in what we are doing. Being in our present place and doing the best. Keeping our word to ourselves is huge. Absolutely, Katie. And you know what? It's just like quitting smoking. If you are lying, you are only lying to yourself. You are only hurting yourself. So choose what you want yourself to believe. Choose that. You have the right to do that. Nobody can take that away from you. Okay. I feel, I don't know if you guys are perceiving it this way, but I feel like I'm preaching. You know what I mean? And I don't want to come across as a preacher. Are you guys taking it that way? Like I'm like that? Because that's how my husband says, you're scolding again. Must just be the mother in me. Okay, there is. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Katie. Okay, let me see. Okay, so life, by living life, automatically increases, just like a seed. You know, you drop a seed into a ground, all of a sudden you just multiplied that by 100. Now you have 100 seeds. All it takes is one little seed to start. And then you just continue and continue and continue. Doesn't matter how slow you're going, because I can crawl with the best, you know, it doesn't matter. We just gotta get over ourselves and do it. And it doesn't mean to go out and take something that belongs to somebody else and claim it as your own. That is not how we obtain riches. We don't need to screw anybody. We don't, because that will come around and bite you. I absolutely believe in karma. I do. And that is just the universe, you know, assuring us that a law of attraction does exist. You know what? And we may not even see it. If you're waiting for karma to come around, say you got into you and a boyfriend, you and a girlfriend, you split up, whatever, big fight, whatever. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Okay, where was I going with that? Good grief. I completely lost that. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. Let me explain the open mind like Melody does. She said it's like an open parachute, right? When we talked about having an open mind when we came into this book, okay? When your mind expands, there is no, just like a parachute, it cannot go back down. When your mind expands, it has no other choice but to continue to expand. The more we learn, the more we want to learn. You know, the more we believe, the more we want to believe, the more we have it in our heart, the more it's going to stay there. So it doesn't matter what others think. Even if you believe that you are wrong in one of these principles at all, it's only going to hold you back. So why not open your faith to something that this book says? Do you guys realize that there is this whole procession of people that were studied by Napoleon Hill? This, okay, Think and Grow, or The Science of Getting Rich was written in 1910. I believe Think and Grow Rich was was written in 1930, somewhere in between 30s and 40s, I believe. So Napoleon Hill, how he got that book, the guy that owned the railroad, what's his name? The steel, the railroad. No, it was Andrew Carnegie, richest man that walked the planet. He set out to find somebody that would dedicate their life to following and learning about these 500 people. Every single one of them read the book every single day, and they did become rich. They lived by the philosophies of this book. Okay. Bob Proctor wrote a whole entire book just based on chapter 1, The Right to Be Rich. He wrote it. By the way, I have this book, Born Rich. I absolutely love it. If anybody wants a copy, I'm willing to share that with you. So just reach out to me, let me know. I think it's excellent. Okay, Deb, you'll have to remind me, but please do that. In fact, I should put that into our book club too. It's really kind of cool. I love it. And I also have it on audio. And if I'm not listening to Wallace Waddles, I'm listening to him. And so anyway, he studied these 500 people, starting with, Henry Ford, the Model T. Who else was there? I should really get all my notes together. But there was Rhonda Burns, there was Napoleon Hill, there was Bob Proctor, there was E.M. Musk, there was Robert's mentors, even Roger Penske. He falls into that whole succession. Robert Hollis, Melody Ryba, Lisa Cook, Nicholas Hendrickson, Katie Sanders, Debbie Desmond, and Dustin Grant. We all are part of that succession as long as we take actions on what we are learning. That is the hardest part. That is the hardest part. So if we cannot take from the rich and give to the poor, where does that put the story of Robin Hood at? You know what I mean? This is what I mean by little bit. I don't mean to make confusion here, but this is what we have to think about. And this is what stops people in their tracks, because if they come across something that, I don't believe that, you know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, you already put that into your mind. Now you're doomed. You know what I mean? Does anybody have an idea of how a person could get by without, with that? How do you put that into your mind so that you do believe? How do you do that? That's a hard question, isn't it?
Hey, Lisa. Hey, guys. One of the things that I think has worked for me is being honest with myself and even realizing that I have hit a wall of stinking thinking, or I have hit a spot which triggers my need for personal development and personal growth. So when I feel like I'm getting on this hamster wheel of negativity and thoughts and why, I've learned to listen to myself and use that as a green light to pick up a book and feed my mind and then get into activity after that.
That's awesome, Katie. Nice job. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. Wow. Nicholas, were you going to say something?
And I don't know, but I always have something to say. But if we, what we're talking about, gratitude is one of the biggest things for me, because we're talking about keeping ourselves in a what's it called in English? Just gonna say positive mindset, and gratitude is so big when it comes to that. That's all I can say, because it changed my life, and I love that part of this book as well.
Right. And I feel I have gotten to the point where if we are aware of how we are feeling, I mean, as I said before in one of my Wellness Wednesdays, that is the evidence of if we are doing what we should be doing or if we are not. Does that make sense? And by how we're feeling, we know right from wrong. We know what's good and what's not. You know what I mean? It's not a big secret. So if we live by those principles, our ethics, I think that there's no possible way that we can fail as long as we hold our faith and we don't let other people change our minds. Do you know what I mean? And so what if we find out, or if we learn that something, we do sabotage ourselves? Absolutely. And I see that so clearly in myself now, Nicholas.
Oh, yeah, you're muted now. Were you? Oh, I just wanted to add that I love what you just said, because most of the time, I'm going to speak generally for most people. I might be wrong here, but I believe in this. Generally, for most people, when it comes to everything in life, because we want to have a balance between, our mind, our health, everything. And we know what to change. We know what to change and how to change things most of the time, but we don't do it because it's easier not to. That's how I interpreted what you were talking about, and that were my thoughts. So it's interesting how the mind works. We sabotage ourselves.
We do. And I was thinking about another day, when I asked for suggestions on Wellness Wednesday, you had stated, how do you keep a balance between your mind, your body, and your soul? And that kind of falls right into this chapter, I believe. Doesn't it, kind of? Is that what you think, Nicholas? Okay. All right. I am going to bring up, does anybody else have anything to add to this chapter? Dustin, anything? Debbie? I'd love your intake. Don't think about it as right or wrong. It's your perception. Nicholas, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a couple of things that I would, I couldn't stop reading this chapter, and it was hard to pinpoint a couple of things to add because I don't want to take up the whole call and talk. But I wrote down a couple of things here that I thought was so interesting. And what I love about this book is that everything is common sense. At least I see it as that. And I wrote down here, he says, every living thing must continually seek for enlargement of its life, because life in the mere act of living must increase itself. And the next part here, I'm just going to explain so you know what I'm talking about, because I'm going from a totally different perspective than some people. We are all different. And the next part, it says, intelligence is under the same necessity. Or you can say your higher power, or you can say your inner strength if you are like me and have my beliefs. But intelligence is under this same necessity for continuous increase. Every thought we think makes it necessary for us to think another thought. And we're continually expanding. And it goes on with every fact we learn leads us to learn another fact. Every talent we cultivate brings us the desire to cultivate another talent. And this is so true, because if we just start to take action and we're following someone that is documented, we will, as long as we do that and we're coachable, we will see results. And when we see results and we actually learn something, and the better we become, the more desire we will have to do more and become better. So I just love this. And another view on this is, I wrote this down here. Yeah, the more we learn and the gooder we become, the more valuable we become, not only to ourselves, but to everyone that we connect with. So we can add more value to everyone. And that's what we want to do. Because what is it? It's a quote out there that says something like, the one who wins is the one that, or adds the most value to others, or something like that. And that is what it's all about. It's not about us. It's about what we can add to other people, you know. And the last thing that I wanted to bring up was, intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. You're going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other person whom you affect will have more than he has now. Isn't that amazing? I love that. And that is fixed versus abundance mindset. Fixed mindset believes that there isn't enough for everyone. Abundance mindset believes that there is enough for everyone. We don't have to take something away from someone. We're not in a competitive mindset. So these are my thoughts that I wanted to share. Some of them, I have much more.
That was amazing, Nicholas. Thank you so much. No, you pretty much tied that up into a bow today, like Melody did last week. So thank you for that. You are awesome. I am so glad you are part of this. I want to see by show of hands, who honestly believes that they are getting something out of this? Because if you are not, we absolutely need to switch it up. We need to switch it up. Debbie, you said that you are, and Nicholas, I absolutely am. This is just pushing me outside of my comfort zone and making me do what's uncomfortable. But I am so, so glad that I've done this, and I'm so, so glad you guys have been a part of it. So for that, thank you so much.
Can I say something, Lisa?
Yeah.
You know, I'll admit that when I first started reading this book, I didn't understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I tried to do my lives on it, I didn't understand it. I didn't. But this is helping me out quite a lot. I'm understanding it more.
Okay. And I did notice one of your lives this week, and you did an excellent job, Debbie. I've not seen you do a live quite like that. And I can tell that you practiced. We need to keep practicing.
Actually, you know what? I didn't practice. I just had a thing going, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it live.
Yeah.
So it was just a moment thing, you know, and everybody on my team was like, why didn't you tell us you went on the live? And I said, well, it was just a spur of the moment thing, you know.
Sometimes when you don't plan it, you better, you know, go with your gut, and just like Mel Robbins says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And you know what? I think I have that audio too. That's an excellent.
You do.
I believe I do. I will look and see. So yeah, if anybody wants me to share.
I love that book.
I think the deal on that one is if I send it to you, you can take that audio free, but then you got to sign up for an account, you know. Really? So it's not really free, you know. Whatever.
I had the book somewhere, so.
Oh, you do have that book. I listen to audios a lot. And if you don't have time to read, or if reading is hard for you, like it is, Robert, you know what? Even being a teacher, reading is not my best gig. It is not. I mean, because I really Audios, I get it from Audible. My audios, I get from Audible. Yeah.
Well, how much do you charge for that? Because I used to belong to that.
$14.95 a month, which is a little high, but you get 2 free audios every month. I mean, if you can do the 15 a month, whatever. Is it worth it for me? Yeah. But I've got enough books in my Audible that I don't subscribe anymore. I just keep my books, what I got, and I could just continually go over them. You know, if you want a repetitive one, little ones like that, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And, you know, the Science of Getting Rich, these are very, very short. Science of Getting Rich, of course, we all give this away as a gift. If we're not, you should be. Debbie, even you, because it doesn't matter what business you're in, right? You should still, no, it doesn't. So you should be gifting. It was gifted to you. So you should be doing the same thing for other people. And every person's life that you touch, you're going to feel that, you know? And this, I don't care if you're not in a business. This book has changed my life. I am a happier person. You know, I understand myself more now than I ever have. I understand what it's like to react because of hurt, or, you know, our emotions play havoc with our lives. They do. And if you just try to not disconnect from the emotions, but disconnect as far as it having everything to do with you, because 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Okay. Should anybody else? Otherwise, we'll go into the questions here. Up to you guys.
Well, I appreciate you, Lisa.
Oh, thanks, Debbie. I appreciate you too. I mean, and that's what we should be here to support everybody. And I think the more that, Nicholas, you are the best at this. You absolutely are. Melody has told you this over and over again. I'm trying to be, I'm not as good as you are by, you know, responding on everybody's. And you know what? If you want people to respond on yours, you need to go the extra mile, and you need to go out of your way and, you know, leave heartfelt comments. I mean, if you can't find something to be heartfelt about, maybe it's best to just, you know, move on, move on. If you can't find something nice to say and mean it, you know, tell somebody how pretty they look today. You know, if you, absolutely. Okay. It's okay, Nicholas, now it says I'm running out of time because, but I have a paid account. So I don't get this.
I don't understand either. I got the message on my screen also. Not sure what's happening.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repost the questions in the group. Okay.
Well, it said on my screen that the host, it was upgraded by the host. Now you have unlimited minutes.
Oh, okay. So we can continue. I didn't read it so carefully.
I'm telling you, they are going to drive me to drink or something. Just a little toddy, maybe.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll tell you.
Let's see. I don't understand what happened today, guys. I really don't, but let's hope. I wanted to show you guys one more time. Let me share my screen, or did I already? Can you guys see my screen? No. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys again how to get to these chapters, just in case you forgot. Okay. If I can move this. Oh, I can't because I'm sharing my screen. Can you guys see the group here? There we go. Can you see the group? Okay, good. All right. Yep. Okay, so up here at the top, see where all the people's pretty faces are? And we see right here. Now this is on a on my laptop, so it looks a little bit different on the phone, but it is still underneath the people's faces. And it'll be more, and then you click on files. And then they should all be in order. See, chapter, here was the preface, here's the audios. Okay, so chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just click on that one. And then click on see more. And here it is. And I have the whole chapter copy pasted right here. So if you forgot your book, no excuse. And let's see. And then after that, I have all the questions. Okay, everybody can see this just fine. And if you're sneaky, you can kind of scooch you down to the bottom, and the answer key is right there as well. Okay, but we're going to attempt these if that's cool. So, you know what? We should make a game out of this and play it like Jeopardy, and you guys hit a buzzer and answer first and you're going to win a prize. No, I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Increasing life, the intelligent substance, which is all and in all, and which lives in all and lives in you, is consciously living substance. Being a consciously living substance, it must have the nature and inherent desire of every living intelligent for increase of life. And as Melody always says, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Nobody else can do this for us, guys. And I think Katie and Nicholas, you both keyed in on a part there. And always, you can always fall back on self-development. You can always fall back on self-development. If you find yourself stuck or having negative vibes, go back to the basics. Gratitude is huge, as Nicholas says, and I know that that has helped you tremendously. The more you can feel grateful, especially when you are not, or you're like, what do I have to be grateful for? You know, or what do I have to give value? What do I have to gift people? All this, our mentors have made that so for us. They have made it possible that we can continue to share value and give something that's worth more than what you are receiving back for what you're doing, you know, without any expectations. Now, in that book, they do tell you to expect things. That isn't quite what I mean. Can you guys see the difference, you know, by what to expect and what not to expect? I mean, you want to expect whatever it is that you are putting in your thought, in your mind. You have to believe that as if you already have received it, right? And if you have not received it yet, you have to look at your personal space. You have to look within yourself. What is not going right that these blocks are still coming? We have to look within ourselves first, because that is where the problem is. It does not lie within anybody else. It doesn't. If we believe that it does, you are just lying to yourself. Okay. All right. So number one, you must get rid of the last vestige of the blank idea.
Old.
Good job, Deb. You bet. That old idea that there is a deity whose will is that you should be you should be
Poor.
Yeah, good job, Deb.
I saw
Yeah.
the T.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, you're quick. That's a point. I don't care who you are. That's a point. Okay. Or whose purpose? Okay, she said poor. There's a deity whose will is that you should be poor, or whose purpose may be served by keeping you in
Check. I don't know.
poverty.
Poverty.
It is not going to serve anybody's purpose to keep you in poverty. It just has to be up to us to get us out of that. And that expansion, the more we learn, the more we want to learn. It just kicks in our desire, you know? Okay, every thought we think makes it blank for us to think another thought. Every thought we think makes it possible. Makes it possible. We can't think of things unless we start with a thought. So, you know, in the 30-day accountability, remember when we were going through and creating our perfect day every single day? That was very difficult for me. Very, very difficult. And I know I did not do it every day. I did not. I struggled with that part. I still would, but I thought like this, you know what? Get one idea, just, you know, put yourself in a state of mind where you're just close your eyes and think about what makes you feel good. Where would you be and who would you be with? Just start with something that simple. You know what I'm saying? And then as each day, add to that story a little bit. You know, start creating a detail every single day and see if you don't find it easier to create a story that would replicate a perfect day for you. Does that make sense? That helped me. And I may be goofy and I do things the long way, the hard way, but when I get it, I get it. You know what I mean? When I get it, I get it. It takes me a long time, but it's the way it is. I will eventually get it. I always will get it eventually. It could take me years. In fact, I'm on the path of Melody is helping me tremendously. And I wish I would have met her 4 years ago. I really do. It would have saved me so much. So much heartache, so much headache, so much you dummy. You know what I mean?
Lisa, I'm the same way. I have you know, it takes me a while to process information, but once I get it, I get it.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And
Like
however it is that you can learn, whatever that is for you, hone in on that. Hone in on that. And don't take too many perceptions to heart at the same time. So it says in this book, in the preface, just throughout this book, keep an open mind. After you remastered this, then you can think and discover other perceptions or other options. But while you're studying this book, believe nothing else. I think that's huge. Okay. And however you got to word that so that it is okay. It's right in your heart. It's right in your mind. Then that's what you have to do. Okay. And if anybody needs help with that, I think that I could assist a little bit. I'm not saying that I could help completely, but I think Melody is really good at this, you know, and we just need to practice. We'll get it. We absolutely will. Melody didn't get it overnight, you know. She struggled for twice as many years as I've been struggling, twice as many. You know, so we got to give up our ego and leave it to the people that know what they're doing. And those people are documented, right? Just as Think and Grow Rich was documented, just as Robert Hollis is documented, just as all these people that studied that book have been documented. And one thing we do have to keep in mind, I think, is when, let me sit on that for a moment. Let's continue here. I'm sorry, I get off on a tangent. Okay, in order to blank more, do more, and be more, in order to blank more,
Have more.
that's right. In order to have more, do more, and be more, we must
Think more.
think more. Let me see if that's right. It makes sense, but have more. Oh, no more. No more, have more, become more. Let's go back to that. We'll read it again. Number 5, was it, or 3? 3. In order to have more, is that what it said, Nicholas? No more. It's the first one. In order to know more, do more, and be more, we must have more. We must have things to use. We learn and do and blank. So we learn and do and become
more.
Become more, absolutely. Let's go back again. In order to oh, here we go. We learn and do and become only by using oops, you're muted, Deb. Only by things.
Things, thoughts,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Every desire is the effort of blank, blank to come into action. Every desire is the effort of okay. Anybody? No? Okay. Number 4. Is that what we are?
Is one of the words thought? That might be wrong.
Number 4 or chapter 4. Every desire is the effort of thought to come into action. That doesn't make sense. Hang on. There's chapter 5. Well, let's go down here and see. It doesn't make sense. Chapter 5. Unexpressed possibility. Oh, I should have known that one. Okay. Or is it? Every desire is the effort of desire to come into action. Okay, number 5. The blank desires to live more in you.
The intelligent substance.
Yes, good job, Nicholas. I knew you were going to get that one. I thought you were going to say thinking substance. I wasn't sure if you were going to say that or original substance.
Yeah, there are so many of them.
I'm just teasing you.
And it's the same thing. That's funny.
Absolutely. Okay, God can live more in you if you have God can live more in you if you have unlimited common of the means of life. That's a hard one. How on earth could you get that? God can live more in you if you have unlimited common. of the means of life. Does anybody want to try to explain that?
What was the second word? Unlimited, and then?
And then common, like
Common. Okay.
mhm.
God can live more in you if you have unlimited common. Not sure now.
Commons of the means of life. So unlimited commonality. So we need basics. I'm guessing the basics that everybody needs: food, water, shelter, right? That is kind of how I would take that. Okay. Number 7, your purpose should blank with the, I'm going to give you the last word. Your purpose should blank with the all, meaning everybody. Your purpose should do this. Harmonize. Your purpose should harmonize with the all. So whatever your purpose ends up being should be able to help every single person that cross your path. And when we can do that, then we are increasing without leaving others behind.
Can I say something about that? I love that, because whatever we choose to do in life and become good at, and there is always people that need what we have or what we can. So we can always bless people along the way. I love that.
Absolutely. I like that too. Thanks, Nicholas. That was an extra bonus round. He went ding, ding, ding. Okay, number 8. You must want blank life, not mere pleasure. We must want what kind of life?
An abundant.
Well, it says real. You must want real life, not mere pleasure or sensual gratification.
Okay.
So we want to get richer in life, not by animal instincts, or, you know what I mean? Let's leave it at that. Okay, number 9. Oh, you do not want to get rich in order to live for the gratification of animal desires. I guess I kind of just said that, didn't I? That shows me I'm learning this book, right? Okay, number 10, you do not want to get rich solely. Oh, I already did that. Did I? Number 9, yeah. 10, number 10. Oh, I guess this is a different one. You do not want to get rich in order to live for gratification of sensual desires. You do not want to get rich solely to enjoy blank pleasures. Mental pleasures. You don't want to make it so that you appear smarter or better than somebody else. Okay. If you purposely are doing that, that's going to catch up with you. Okay. You do not want to get rich solely for the blank of blank, solely for the good of others. You do not want to get rich solely for the good of others. So, yeah, that goes back to, not taking from one to give to another. We don't want to, I don't know how to explain that better than what I have. I could have used melody on that one for sure, but okay, number 12. You want to get rich to be blank, to see blank lands, and to do blank things. And you can put whatever words in there that fit you, whatever. You do not want to get rich, to be merry, to see distant lands, to do kind things. You can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other way. Okay, number 14, intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not blank things away from someone else to give to you. It will not do what? It will not blank things from other people. It will not take things from other people, from someone else to give to you. Number 15, you are to become a creator, not a competitor. 16, riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They are yours today and another's tomorrow. So I have seen people not have very good morals and reach the top and have been very abundant, but in the long run, it is very short-lived because they got there on the competitive plane. Okay. Number 17, is that where I am? If you are to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of the competitive thought. Number 18, by dropping into the competitive mind, you will probably arrest, uh-oh. Where's the rest?
Repetitive.
Yes, very good, Deb. Nice job. Movements you have already. You will arrest the repetitive.
Acquired.
Yes, there you go. Nice job, Nicholas. All of a sudden he's there. I thought you were gone. Okay, number 19. Oh, is that where we're at? Yeah. By dropping into the competitive mind, you will probably, Mary just did that. Never look at the blank supply. Look always at the
Visible.
Visible, very good. Never look at the visible supply. Look always at the, let's see what,
Positive.
no, close. Well, no, not really close. Never, sorry, Debbie.
That's all right.
Never look at the visible supply. Always look at the blank riches.
Limitless.
Limitless. Very good. The limitless riches in formless substance, and blank that they are coming to you. Believe, I think. Oh, no, same thing, right? Just know that they are coming to you as blank as you can receive and use them. As soon, as fast, same thing. As fast or as soon as you can receive them. So let me just touch on one other thing, and I'm going to let you guys go because this has been extremely long, and I apologize for that, but that's the way it goes. We had issues at the beginning, so if you've stuck with us, you guys totally rock. I know this was a little much, but I think we should take the one Saturday for each chapter because this deserves our attention. We've gone this far. Let's continue and let's master this. Let's get this right. Okay, you're muted there, Deb.
What chapter was that? That was
We
5?
just did chapter 5. Yep.
Okay. So next
Yep.
week is 6.
Next week is 6. I hope you guys are getting a ton of value out of this. I'm going to end it because it was a long one. So if you stuck with us, appreciate it. And I will post the recording. Okay.
This
Thank
was amazing. I'm so
I'm-
excited for next week.
Oh, me too, Nicholas. Thank you so much for
You
continuing.
are amazing.
Oh,
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
awesome, you guys. All right. Everybody have an awesome weekend. See you next week. Okay.